Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Stardom Review. I am your co-host, Undersea. Right over here is the angry princess herself, the taco loving wonder. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
I'm not too angry today. I'm just sore. My goodness. I kicked my own butt again today at the gym using the big boy machines. Ugh. Andre, how are you doing today?
Great, just popping my collar like Zack Sabre. I'm in a good mood. I'm on day three of my 8 days off. Had a great visit so far with my cousin who's in town. We're drive,
Ooh.
we're me, her, and my mom are taking off to Calgary tomorrow to drive her down to Calgary to go see her friends who she's spending the rest of her vacation with. So I am having a good day. I'm gonna have a good next couple days. I'm hopefully gonna be kind of sure on what car I'm buying on Wednesday. It's all good, man. It's all good. You're watching this on Wednesday, so I'm driving back from Calgary right now. If you're watching this on Wednesday,
And driving safely, I'm sure.
probably. Hopefully, I know what car I'm getting. That's the biggest thing.
We're going to cross our fingers on that one, my friend.
But I've watched some great wrestling today.
Yes, we both did.
We
Both
did.
catching up on this stuff, and holy hot diggity. We got stuff to talk about, sir.
We do. But before we get to that, I want to thank each and every one of you. We really appreciate all the great support you all give us here at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. Also over at Backbreaker Video, our boy Mike the Ref, simulcasting on stuff. So thank you all for all the great support, all the likes, the subscribes to the channel. We just keep on growing, and we really, really appreciate you guys for it. We have all the comments that we get in the comment down below. I absolutely love hearing from each and every one of you guys. You don't know what it means to me when I get to talk to you guys because just to know somebody's out there listening to this ramble.
Ramble about good wrestling.
Yeah, I just really do appreciate all the love and all the everything you've given us. We really do appreciate it.
We really do.
And also, don't forget, hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video here at Andre Melville Wrestling Talk.
Ding dong.
Hello, shout out to Bailey. All right, we are going to get into this. We're going to talk some five-star Grand Prix. I got to. I'm going to do that every time now. I did it last year. I got to do it now.
Fits. Fits.
Yeah, we're going to talk some five-star Grand Prix. We're talking August 26th and August 27th. We are only going to be talking the five-star Grand Prix matches themselves. We're going to get these loaded up because I think as of after this, we are caught up except for the shows from this past weekend that still are not out on Stardom World yet. So we are finally caught up on professional wrestling, Mel.
That doesn't happen often.
Just in time for New Japan to come back and make everything busy again.
Of course.
I've looked at the New Japan cards. We're not going to be covering all of the Destruction Tour. There's a couple nights on some of them that have like an elimination match that I want to check out. There's some other stuff. So we're going to be cherry picking matches from the tours and what nights we want to cover because a lot of it is exactly the same. So we're going to be it's going to be up and down with some New Japan coverage until we get to the actual Destruction shows.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We'll kind of focus on the ones where we know the feuds are building for the things that are important.
Very much so. But we're going to keep continuing to give you all of the great Stardom coverage throughout the rest of the five-star Grand Prix, which ends on September 30th. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody's got their final match that day, and then we will get the finals at the end of that show.
Yes.
But we start with August 26th today. We start with Nakano versus Natsuko Tora.
I love it.
This is in the Red Stars block. Tora attacks Tam while she's posing on the ropes during her entrances, knocking her to the floor. Tora tosses Tam into the post on the floor, then slams a chair, doesn't hit her with the chair, but just picks the chair and slams it down onto her. She then tosses her into the post again. Tora gets a couple lariats in the corner, back in the ring, drops Tam with a shoulder block and gets the senton for two. Tora rakes at Tam's eyes. She gets the suplex for two. Tam hits a spin kick, but Tora gets the lariat on the ropes. Then Tam gets low bridges Tora over the top rope and then drop kicks her off the apron to the floor. She goes to the top and she hits the high cross off the top to the floor. Tam tries the German, but Tora fights her off. They each hit forearms and they trade strikes in the center of the ring. Tam unloads on Tora, dropping her, then gets the sunset flip for two. Then she gets the inverted triangle armbar combo, but Tora fights her way to the ropes. Tam tries the German again, but can't, so she hits a roundhouse kick and gets the running knee to the face for two. Tam gets the super kick, hits the bridging German for a two, then she reapplies the inverted triangle armbar, but Tora eventually gets to the ropes. Tam gets the running knees to the head and gets the two count. Tora gets gets a lariat, but Tam gets a roundhouse kick and then the running knee to the face again for two. Then she hits the running knee in the ropes. Tam goes up. Tora takes out the ref, and she ends up missing Tam. She goes for the. She ends up missing Tam and hits the cradle shock off the top. Misses a swanton, but gets the Death Valley driver for two. Tora goes back up, hits the swanton, and gets the big old win.
Holy hot dang. Holy crap. Andre, what was I telling you? What the implications is going to have. She now has a win over the IWGP Women's Champion and the World of Stardom Champion. Whew. And I mean, the point of the Grand Prix already is to figure out a challenger. Oh, man. I mean, if Tora wins, which at this point, very strong possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Is she going to take that red belt off of Tom Nakano?
I wouldn't oppose it.
I mean, at this point, she's earned it, and look at the character development she's doing. You know, her performances on Mike afterwards are just holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing so good, and I hear from the all the why do I always forget press conferences that they have beforehand, the interactions that they're having. She's also doing really, really like entertaining stuff in there also. You know, we're seeing a massive evolution of the Natsuko Tora character, and I'm living for it, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Tora I want to share with the world.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you there. Again, this Tora has been so amazing. And then Tam, well, I don't think we're giving her enough props in here because, again, she plays this almost perfect baby face in peril to Natsuko Tora in here.
Yeah.
That you just see her being so vicious with this tiny little girl in Tam, like woman in Tam Nakano. She's just crushing this girl, this lady, and just it's so good. She's both of them made this for an incredible match here. Like, and this night only gets better too. And it started out with a banger.
Oh yeah, it can only get better from here. Holy hot diggity!
Yeah. And it does get better from here because we get Giulia. Giulia's back, baby. Giulia's back in Stardom itself. So, but I want her back in North America. I really, really do. We had Giulia versus Mirai. Really good chain wrestling at the start with these two. Giulia gets the octopus on early, but then turns it into a sunset flip into the drop kick. Giulia gets the SEF and then transitions into the rings of Saturn, but Mirai does get to the ropes. They trade strikes, and Giulia hits a drop kick. Mirai stops the suplex, dodges the lariat, a couple lariats, and hits a hard shoulder block, dropping Giulia. Then does it again and gets a 2 count. Mirai catches a kick, gets the dragon screw, then hits the SS Columbia with Michelle for 2. That wheelbarrow slam that she does. I love that name. Again, I got it from I pulled the name from the video game, the SS Columbia with Michelle. I love it. It makes no sense, but it's awesome. I know there's an explanation in the game, but I never read any of the wording. It just bores me. That way. They trade hard strikes in the center. Mirai catches a strike and hits the angle slam. then goes to the top, but is cut off by Giulia. Giulia gets the butterfly suplex off the top, and they're both laid out. Giulia ends up going up to the top, but gets cut off by Mirai, and she gets slammed down onto the apron. They fight on the apron, and Giulia hits the cradle Northern Light suplex onto the apron. Giulia goes to the top and hits a drop kick into the ring for 2. Mariah goes for a slam, but Giulia gets a really awkward like Rana rolling her through. It looks so weirdly awkward, like she came down on
Yeah, it
top
was
of
like
her
a weird
head.
hop thing.
It just looked weird. And then she hits the Falcon Arrow for 2. Again, she's great. She ain't perfect, but she's damn close. I'll say
Mhm.
that. Giulia tries for the Glorious Driver, but Mariah fights it off and hits the spinning lariat for 2. Mariah gets the running lariat for 2. Giulia ends up rolling up Mariah for 2. Then Mariah gets another lariat and a slam off the shoulders for 2. Uh, Spinning mirror Mari shock is stopped, and Giulia hits the forearm, but the knee is caught. But Giulia gets the backdrop driver. She then rallies and smashes the knee into the face of Mariah and gets a 2 count. Mariah slips out of the glorious driver, gets the short arm lariat, and picks up the surprising victory here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
I was surprised about this one too.
this is the one I think that surprised me more than anything because I thought this was going to go to a draw.
I agree. I
Because you
think that would
have
have been the better choice.
you have your strong champion and your again, and I
Artist.
guess to them, I guess to Stardom, maybe the strong title doesn't mean as much as maybe your Wonder title right now because the Wonder title is this promotion's number 2 belt. Remember, the
Correct.
strong title is owned by New Japan.
That
Same with
is
the
correct.
IWG belt. So their titles do take precedent. And it does give Mariah a strong win over another champion. And it does set up what I hope is a title defense for Giulia against Mariah.
Ooh, that would be interesting for sure.
Hopefully in North America.
I mean, and if it's, hopefully advertised properly, maybe we can, get the opportunity to see it. Tony Khan.
Utami. Utami. Yeah.
Such
But
a waste.
absolutely tremendous match. Like, I thought these two worked
Yes.
so well together.
100%. 100%. I really got, I don't want to say an air of arrogance out of Julia with this one, but she was definitely playing that come on, fight me, like almost I'll say like a Tai Chi esque to a Sonata kind of dynamic there where she was almost goading Mirai with every hit. Mirai would be striking at Giulia, and Giulia would just level her with one good shot, and she'd just be like, "What are you doing?" Kind of like I don't know what she was saying, but she would yell at her and
Mm-hmm.
antagonize her. And I love that about Giulia because she's so intense when she gets going. And man, were these two feeding it to each other on this one? They were hitting as hard as they could. I mean, Mirai always does anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But like this was a very heavy hitting match. Usually for Giulia, we'll see that kind of mixed match of moves and transitions and stuff. She was a little bit more heavy on the strikes in this one. I felt, other than the kind of technical start that they kind of had at the beginning there. Yeah, really surprised at the ending of this one.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely, like I said, I would have preferred it gone to a draw because man, both these girls, wow.
Again, absolutely tremendous match. Honestly, for me personally, out of all the 3 matches from the 26th, if you're going to check anything out, for me personally, it's this one. Yes, there's my love for Julia in this, but I think these two just kind of kill each other in this, and it looked
Mhm,
really good. Outside of
mhm.
the weird Rana thing that Julia like landed on Mariah's head, but okay, that's that. Other than that, it was honestly just a tremendous match that I
She
think
does that
anybody should.
sometimes though.
If you're going to pick one match from the show, my personal offering is this one here.
Interesting.
I'm guessing this is Mel's offering because goddamn, um, Mel's two of Mel's favorites, Utami Hayashishita versus Maika. Whole lot of red here.
Whole lot of red.
Whole lot of
Whole
red.
lot of red. The red
Yeah.
queen, the red samurai.
Yeah. Really good wrestling transitions from both the start, just both like trying to jockey for a position. Maika
Mhm.
ends up dumping Utami over the top to the floor and then comes off the apron with a lariat. Utami fights back on the floor and runs Maika into the post. Uh, Back in the ring, Utami working over the back, stepping on the back and like kicking her in the back, then gets the camel clutch, but just lets it go eventually. Just for no reason, just lets it go.
I
Like
mean, Zack Sabre Jr., what's he teach you? If it's not 8 seconds and you can't get it,
well,
why leave
six.
it
He
in?
says six, and she had it in for a good like 20, 25. So I don't know. I don't know if it's really following the Zack Sabre Jr. school of thought in this one, but oh, maybe. Utami unloads a strike, then a slam, again gets 2 count. Utami stops the suplex, but Maika gets the snap power slam for 2. Utami gets a guillotine choke, but Maika turns it into a suplex and gets 2. Maika gets the rear naked choke, but Utami does get to the ropes. They exchange lariats, but neither will go down. Utami eventually drops Maika with one. Utami goes up, but Maika attacks her, and Maika tries to superplex, but Utami fights her off, dropping her onto the ropes, and then hits a couple lariats in the ring and gets a 2 count. Utami goes to the top again, but Maika cuts her off, and Maika does get the superplex this time off the top, and they are both laid out in the ring. They start trading shots on the knees. They fight to their feet. Keep trading strikes. Then each like they're lariating each other on the ropes. Then Utami comes and drops Maika with the spinning forearm. Utami hits the Kumori Tsuri or Toshi, which is the air raid crash, and gets a 2. Utami then hits the spin out bomb, but again only gets 2 count. She goes for the hijack bomb, but Maika slips out. But she gets blocked. But she ends up hitting some. She gets blocked on a move, but she ends up hitting some strikes. Then she gets the twisting off the shoulder sidewalk slam for 2. Utami hits a release German, but Maika comes back with a lariat and then hits the Michinoku driver. Then out of nowhere picks her up, hits a Michinoku driver 2. Maika gets the win.
Oh, what a
Yeah,
ride.
yeah.
What a ride. This was all
Mhm.
about power for these two and just fun. Like they were having so much fun doing what they were doing. It was tremendous to see. Um, yeah. There's not a whole lot I can say. I enjoyed this. I didn't write a whole lot down. I just sat and enjoyed this one. This
Mhm.
one was, I mean, two of my top five favorites. Can't go wrong there.
Yeah, again, absolutely tremendous main event. Like
Take us
these
into the finish, man, because that was
these two
freaking
did
great.
great. So we get to the post match. Micah gets the mic. She says, "Now I have 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. That's 5 points." Utami, I never feel like the 5 star has started if I don't fight you. This is the 4th year in a row. Now I've beaten this guy. I'm going to step it up a notch and win the championship with a clean slate. Tommy grabs the cord and pulls the mic out of Micah's hand. Great visual. And takes the mic, says, I won't let you go to the finals. Utami Hayashishita will win the championship. I love that talks in the third person in that sense. I love that she's like Utami Hayashishita. I love the regalness of that. That's how a
Hmm.
queen would do it.
It
Uh,
is.
Micah gets the mic back, and she says, "Before the finals, there will be a dream tag match at Yokohama Budokan on September 10th, right?" That's where she gets handed a bottle. I've heard Utami has never drank Black Horse before, so I guess it's a sake.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's from what Utami says after. So for the Dream Tag Team, here's a present for me. I'll grace. Um, Utami then gets the mic. She says, "So for the Dream Tag Team match, here's a present for me." Or like Micah said that, and then Utami gets the mic and says, "I'll gratefully accept this bottle of sake. In return, you give my recommendation, Tequila Rose. So drink it gratefully." Yeah, the translation is a little off. Don't get me wrong. That looks pretty strong. Uh, Mike gets the right back and says, "That looks pretty strong. You guys that came here today, how was the show? Did you have fun?" Give me a second. I have to switch over to other thing to get the rest of the wording. As I said earlier, on September 10th, the Dream Tag Team and the finals will be held at Yokohama Budokan. Again, the finals are the 30th of Budokan. The Dream Tag is on the 10th. All of you are here to see, or all of you here today should come to see the championship match. We are still in the middle of the tournament, but the 5-star is still going on, which is just a weird line. So make it a fresh and unique 5-star. So please follow me. Thank you. And this is where they toast and then they each drink from each other's bottle.
Yeah.
I loved it.
And their faces were very relatable.
For you, maybe.
Clearly very strong and bigger. Sir, have you tried sake?
Hmm.
Yikes.
It's good. I like it. And I like tequila. So I like both those drinks.
Yikes. You are
But
not okay, sir.
I never said it was. So
Hard facts.
I'm going to give you a quick point update after the 26 here. So we got Tam Nakano, Mayu Utami with 5 points. You got Hazuki with 2. Natsupoi in second place in the division with 9. Saori with 5. Sohrei with 2. You have Natsuko Tora on top with 10. You have Starlight Kid with 4. Suzuki with 4. And Sayaka Tani with 0 points, who is retired from the tournament. That is the Red Stars blog. Over in the Blue Stars, you have Hanan with 2. Utami Hayashishita with 4. Azumi with 4. Giulia with 5. Maika with 5. Mirai with 6. Miyashiro Kaba with 6. Mariah May with 4. Momo Watanabe with 6. And Saori with 4. Like, for me, you're looking at the Red Stars, and it's either going to be Natsupoi or Natsuko Tora after watching this show. The Blue Stars, I think everybody is still in this, I think, except for Hanan. Okay. She has had 5 matches, only has 2 points. She can't do this. But, like, Utami's still in with 4. Azumi's still in with 4. Giulia's still in with 5. Maika's still in with 5. May's still in with 4. Anou's still in with 4. Then you have Momo, Mina, and Mirai all with 6. They're, like, it's so close.
Yeah.
Like, this tournament is anybody's, like, anybody's to take in this block, man. And I'll say,
very exciting block.
And August 27th doesn't make anything any clearer. And we're gonna get to that right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Right meow.
Right meow. Right meow.
Right meow.
All right, meow. Love that movie. I fucking love Super Troopers so much. We get into the Blue Stars, and it's Saori versus Hanan. Really good chain wrestling to start, and Hanan fires with a single leg drop kick, but Anou slides out of the pin and gets the axe, like she does, like matrix up out of the pin, and then gets the axe kick. Then Hanan fights back with a judo toss, and then the running hip attack or whatever she does, like the running, almost looks like Tam's running knee, but she's like running and she lands on her against the second rope. They trade shots. Anou fights back from being whipped into the corner and gets a drop kick, but gets tossed off. And she goes to the top, but gets tossed off the top into the ring by Hanan. Hanan with the crossbody out of the corner for 2, then applies the inverted triangle armbar. But Anou gets to the ropes. Anou dodges out of the corner and hits the fisherman suplex bridge for 2. Hanan then gets a running famouser for 2. Anou hits the enziguri, but Hanan comes back with a backdrop, and both are down. I kept forgetting the final end. It's all Hana. Fall away bridge for 2 by I wrote Hanan. And then a drop kick, but Anou rolls her through and hits the enziguri, but Hanan stops the fisherman suplex, but Anou fights hard and tries it again and hits the fisherman suplex for 2. Hanan rolls up Anou with the 17, but Anou kicks out and gets the bridging German for 2. Anou hits the Temps Tendre, which is also known as the Headhunter, into the pinfall and gets the win.
You actually said everything that I kind of said about this one, but what I will say is this is actually a little bit more emotion than I'm used to seeing on Anou's face. I don't know if it's that she was working with a young girl in Hanan who's already very charismatic and very showy in the ring as it is. But yeah, I was really happy with Anou's performance in this one. having a little bit more of a personality and a little bit more expression on her face throughout the match. I was really happy with that.
Yepperoos.
I also liked her new gear. It looked like there's some new stuff on there. Enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. So we move on. It's the other match in the Blue Stars division tonight. It's Momo Watanabe versus Mariah.
Mm-hmm.
May gets the drop kick like off the hop, setting Momo to the floor. Hits the high cross off the top to Momo and crew on the floor. She gets the bat, but then just gives it to Waka. They get back. They're back in the ring, and Mariah May gets an octopus lock in the ropes. Then in the ring, and then Momo ends up getting out, and then she trips her, and then she trips her into the ropes, and then kicks the rope up into her face. They end up on the floor, and Momo sends May into the chairs. Then she goes over to Waka and fights the bat away from her and just cracks her with the bat. I was like, "Oh, Waka, no!"
Waka
I
wine.
felt so bad for Waka here. And then she goes up. She just drops the bat and goes over and picks up a fan sign and smacks the crap out of Mariah May with a fan sign. It's just
Yeah.
like, why didn't you use the bat? Like, really, why didn't you use the bat? She runs May into the post and then takes her inside and gets a 2 count. Mobile unloads, kicks the chest, and then starts like pressing her foot down on the head of Mariah May on the mat. Um, May fights back with a Barbie blade, and then gets tossed over the top, but then kicks Momo in the head and hits the top rope drop kick for 2. Mariah May gets the speed chops in the corner, places Momo up top, and does a double chop, and she goes for the Trish Rana, but Momo stops her, hooks her into the Trio Woe. She comes down, squats in front of her, slaps her in the face a bunch of times, and then kicks her in the head hard. And then she kicks her in the head hard, hits the hesitation drop kick, follows it up with the 3 amigos, and only gets 2. Uh, Mariah May stops the German and hits her own, and then hits a tornado DDT for 2. Momo places Mariah May over the ropes and kicks her in the head. May then reverses the dude buster on the apron into the sunset bomb to the floor, crushing Momo with that power bomb. That looked brutal. Um, Mariah May gets the slaps, hits the backdrop driver, but again only gets 2. Momo gets the head kick, but May gets a slap and the sunset flip for 2, then hits the fairy tale ending for 2. Momo pushes the ref into May, then hits May with the bat, hits the dude buster, but again, only gets 2. May rolls Momo through, but Momo gets the buzzsaw kick and gets another 2 count. Momo gets the bridging tiger suplex for 2. Then May slips out of the pump handle suplex, which I think is the peach sunrise,
Mm-hmm.
and rolls up Momo with her brand new pinfall finish once upon a time and gets the win. And that move was named by Waka Tsukiyama.
Yay, Waka. Makes up for getting your butt kicked.
Yeah.
Thank you, Murphy. Yeah, Mariah May, all business in this one tonight. Like, I thought she was savage against Mina. Holy hot diggity. Not even a woo for the knee pad check tonight.
Nope.
Um, I loved when Mariah did the dive on the Momo. Did you see? Waka actually threw Miyu in there too. She held Miyu in, so Mariah actually took out both Momo and Miyu and Masaki at ringside. Then when she did her little crossbody, I had a little chuckle at that because poor Miyu was like, "Why?" Because, just simply because.
Because I hate you.
That's what you get for joining Queen's Quest.
That's right.
Yeah, the bat spot. Yeah, this was a fun match. I really enjoyed how savage, especially Mariah, was in this one. The savagery I expect out of Momo at this point, and I'd mentioned in a few videos before, I definitely think we're going to be seeing a little bit more of a resurgence with Momo Watanabe, because she has been a little quiet as of late. I'd like to see her back in the title picture very, very soon. But Mariah's someone she's going to have to overcome because Mariah is just kind of climbing her way to the top of this one right now.
Yeah, five. World of Stardom Barbie, hopefully.
Yes. Plug is Barbie.
Yeah, no, but I want her to be a World of Stardom Barbie. Come on, that red belt would accentuate the pink so well. Come
I
on,
guess true. That's true.
yeah. See, we move on, and Starlight Kid finally gets a new picture. I love it. The new mask is
Yes,
in the picture. It looks so good.
it does.
I
I
love it.
love
I
it.
love it. I love it. We get Starlight Kid versus Ami Sohrei. Quick start from these two, like high speed start, which is surprising with Ami, but not really because they're both pretty quick. Um, Ami stops the moonsault to the floor, like she grabs her, she's going for the moonsault, and then ends up suplexing her out from the apron, not like Starlight Kid's on the apron, she's on the floor to the floor.
Mhm.
Starlight Kid is caught on the springboard cross, and Ami slams her and applies the Boston Crab. But Starlight Kid gets to the rope pretty darn quick. But Ami pulls her back to center. But this is where Starlight Kid does that little twist and roll up thing, where she like twists the legs and pulls the
Yes, I
roll up.
love that thing.
And she gets a 2 count. Starlight Kid hangs up Ami on the second rope and then gets an apron a DDT to the apron. Then she hits the Asai moonsault onto Ami on the floor. Starlight Kid slams Ami's knee onto the apron, then pushes her in the ring and hits a standing moonsault to the knee. Again, I like
Hmm.
people doing moves to the knee. I like this little thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and then applies a stretch muffler, but Ami does get to the ropes. Comes back with a spinning Samoan drop for 2. Ami unloads. I wrote chops, but I'm pretty sure I meant chops to Starlight Kid in the corner. Then is reverse, and Starlight Kid gets the double chops in the corner. Ami stops the fisherman suplex and hits the double chops, dropping Starlight Kid. Ami applies the Argentine backbreaker, then places Starlight Kid in the corner and splashes her in the back and gets the 2 count. Starlight Kid stops the suplex into the standing guillotine, but Ami fights out. But Starlight Kid turns it into like a twisting fisherman's neck breaker. Then she hits another twisting fisherman's neck breaker. Starlight Kid then goes and hits I think it was the sliced bread number 2, courtesy of some WWE right there for the 2 count, then follows up with the top rope a moonsault for another 2. Starlight Kid applies a stretch muffler, but Ami does fight her way to the ropes. Ami stops the Hurricane Rana and gets the Makabe style Boston Crab, but Starlight Kid fights her way to the ropes. Ami then unloads a JBL level lariat on Starlight Kid, folding her up in like 2, just like whack. It looked like
Long chair.
her feet touched her head,
She kissed her knees.
pretty much. And Ami then gets up, lets out a primal scream, hits like a thunderbolt, which is ape shit for all you New Japan fans, and gets the win.
Yes, yes. The story in this one was Starlight Kid really trying to break down that knee.
Mm-hmm.
She targeted that knee like a mofo. Like you said, she hit everything she could on that knee. And still wasn't enough to put down Buttercup with the Powerpuff Girls.
You can't
It'll
defeat
never
a
be enough.
Powerpuff. You can't defeat the Powerpuff Girls.
Never. Yeah, and Ami just powering through, just doing what she had to do to get up and keep going. That high angle crab is always such a treat from her. She applies that so well. But yeah, I have nothing else to add on this one. This one was great.
Yeah, absolutely tremendous match. Starlight Kid is just so goddamn impressive. I kind of wish I would have seen her back when she was like good Starlight Kid instead of dark Starlight Kid that she is now.
When she was a part of Stars, yeah.
Yeah, again, I've heard so much great things about her, but like I'm watching her now, and I think her style. Well, I know she's still using a lot of her flying and that stuff, but like bringing in like some of the like kind of dirty tactics to her style really works in my opinion for this girl, and I think it's
Mhm.
such a great facet of her.
I agree. I agree. I like this version of Starlight Kid.
Mm-hmm. Dark Starlight Kid. We move on to the main event. We have Little Miss Evil Fairy Natsupoi taking on the epitome of evil, Natsuko Tora. Battle for the number 1 spot in the Red Stars division.
Holy
Nat
hot dog.
Yeah, Natsupoi hits the early drop kick, and then gets like a bunch of drop kicks in the corner. Then she tosses Natsuko Tora by the air and drop kicks her to the floor. And then she goes up to the top, but Tora gets up onto the apron and slams Natsupoi off the top onto the apron. It looked just brutal. Um, oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
that was rough.
Aha.
Very
Uh,
rough.
yeah. Yeah, that looked just rough. Natsupoi can't get the German on the floor, but then she gets a wheelbarrow bulldog on the floor. Natsupoi then goes and gets like a 2-6 or like a little thing of booze and drink.
I immediately I thought whiskey, just
Yeah,
like her friend, Mr. Yoshinobu Kanemaru.
yeah, that'd be interesting. So she takes a swig of that. It was interesting. Um, Tora then
Wasn't
attacks.
she a part of the tag team with them in the historic crossover?
Yep. Tora attacks Nat and tosses her through the ring to the other side, then tosses her into the chairs twice. Tora again gets a chop to Nat against the post. Then she runs at Nat. Nat dodges, and Tora ends up splashing into the post. And Nat gets her high cross off the top to Tora and company on the floor. Uh, Natsupoi hits another high cross in the ring for 2. Natsupoi then gets kicks and tries another German, but she can't. And then she tries another, but Tora ends up like falling back on her, which was great. Then she hits 2 sentons and gets a 2 count. They trade strikes at center. Nat gets the inverted triangle armbar, and Tora falls to the mat. And then she does eventually get to the ropes. Natsupoi kicking at the arm in the ropes, then drop kicks the arms in the ropes, then drop kicks to the head in the ropes. And then follows with the spinning fisherman neckbreaker for 2. Natsupoi misses the Ferial Splash. And Tora hits the spear, then the cannonball in the corner, and she gets a 2 count. Second rope frog splash by Tora, then the top rope frog splash Tora, but again, she can only get 2. Natsupoi pulls the triangle armbar, like the actual proper triangle armbar, but Tora lifts her up and power bombs the shit out of this little girl. Um, Natsupoi crawls over to the corner, drinks from her flask or whatever the heck it was.
It was definitely a little thing of whiskey, I think.
Yeah, but like I thought, I didn't know if it was a flask or if it was
It's a
like what it
bottle.
was a bottle. I don't know what that bottle size
She's
is.
an animal. She's drinking out of the bottle.
Yeah, and Tora misses them, and then Tora misses the mist, and then Natsupoi gets her own mist, gets her whiskey mist, a la Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and hits the release over the head German, where she doesn't fall. She literally took Tora, tossed her over her head onto her own head, and kept standing. I love when she does that German.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then she goes up top, hits the Ferial Splash twice, but can
Mm-hmm.
only get 2. Tora stops the German, hits a hard lariat, hits the Miramari shock, but Nat ends up rolling her up for 2. Tora then gets the seated lariat, follows it up with the Death Valley driver, but only scores the 2. So Natsuko Tora goes to the top. She hits the Swanton Bomb. 1, 2, 3. Natsuko Tora is the official leader of the Red Stars division.
It's what I've been saying. The
Mm-hmm.
implications, my goodness. Now the question is, who's she going to take for that Goddess of Stardom challenge? I mean, it would make sense to go with Ruaka, have BMI take that, but we also see her maybe take a little bit more of a veteran in Momo Watanabe.
Never know.
Mm,
Like
mm.
this lady could potentially in the next few months win 3 major titles in the tag team titles, the World of Stardom title, and the IWGP Women's title. She has legitimate shots at all 3.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This match was incredible. I mean, we saw more of this evolution of Poi into this, you know, I mean, she was savage. Those kicks to Tora's arm were straight out just mean.
Mm-hmm.
She was feral in this match. If we had to pick a word to maybe describe her, feral
Oh,
was
100%.
so amazing. Yeah, I had a little chuckle at the spot you mentioned where Tora ended up just falling. on her, all I could think of was, oh my god, her pelvis.
All I could think of was she took a note out of the Dump's playbook from the 19th, where was it Mia was trying to German her and she just fell back on her.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we can't say that she didn't do something
Dump
good for
Matsumoto style.
her connection with the way to say.
Yeah, dump Matsumoto style, baby.
Good job, Tora.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the follow up of those two sentons, especially the last one, that drop on her, holy freaking frack, that square on her chest, tiny little thing. She didn't need CPR. She needed her hip put back into place. Good lord. Yeah, and then there was that point where they were having that strike off. Poi's just doing her best, and Tora just one punch. Down she goes. My goodness. I mean, Poi bless her. She kept getting up and coming back, but my goodness, you really can't stand against the power that is Nezuko Tora right now. She really is just that damn good.
Yeah, oh, very much so.
But man, that ending though, as I mentioned, I'm loving hearing her on mic afterwards. The sass.
I've got it here, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to go
Oh.
over her notes after the match. So she yells, Natsupoi Revolution. What was the Natsupoi Revolution? Yesterday I beat Tam Nakano. Today I beat Natsupoi. It's nice you could dream for a little bit, isn't it? And this is where she grabs Nat by the hair and is like dragging her around by her hair. It was absolutely tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I've crushed your dreams. Oh, yes. So I am the number one scorer for both the Red Stars and the Blue Stars. Love it. Just one more match to go. You won't be able to catch up. I'll go to the finals, win, and then Tam challenge you for that red belt. You say it's an accomplishment. You say you've been watching me, right? And Tam has come out at this point. You've been watching me, right? Let's have a good match. I'm looking forward to it. But until that day when I take your red belt, shiver in your sleep. God!
Oh, you missed the best part.
What did I miss?
The sassy part. The ultimate sass part where she was like, there's one thing I've always wanted to say. Bye, Poi!
Oh, sorry. I didn't. I did. I screenshotted a bunch of her things. I didn't have to type it. I must have skipped over that one. I apologize.
No, it's all good. For me, it was my favorite as part of that. Just her just being such an ass to put, because of course that's Poi's. Bye, Poi. Her little sassy, I won, haha. So doing it to Poi afterwards is just, after dragging her around by her hair like she's a scorned puppy. I mean, my God, the absolute dominance, not just like in the match, but in general afterwards, that Tora exhibited here was just, she's unquestionable. She's reached that ultimate boss level. She's the end boss.
Yeah. She really is.
I love it.
Like, again, I get in the best possible way such great Tetsuya Naito vibes from her while being just this, like, I think she's like, how do I say this without sounding weird? She's the best like mix of Tetsuya Naito and how good he is, how much charisma that man has, while also being the best dickish parts of evil without being terrible.
I could agree to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they do have the weapons, they have the chair, they have the box, they have the pipe, they have everything. They have hopping up and distracting, but it's not obnoxious.
Yeah, she doesn't rely on it like Evil in the rest of House of Torture. She uses it to her advantage, but like you can watch her wrestle some amazing matches and not have to cheat because she's so that damn. She's Naito level good. Yeah. Again,
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I've not noticed her Oedo Tai compatriots even in her corner for her matches.
they've been there because obviously they're the working bases on the
I
floor.
haven't seen them. I've only seen the Queen's Quest
That
girls.
is girl. That is true. I don't know. Maybe she's trying to prove herself, and I love it. I really do.
I do too. It's making a great statement. The wins and the balance of stardom is changing.
Hmm.
Are we going to see Oedo Tai make a surge and start to take over?
Well,
I mean, the
they cut
crowd seemed into it.
they cut the fat of Saki Kashima. Now they're lean, mean, and ready to just kick everybody's asses.
Yeah, Kashima was the problem,
I guess
not the
so.
creepy clown.
Well, they're all succeeding. Like Tora's succeeding. Momo's doing has been doing pretty damn well in this tournament. Starlight
It's
Kid's
true.
doing pretty okay in this tournament. So like,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we can't argue with that. With the matches that they're having as a team outside of the 5-star matches, they're also picking up a lot of wins. So maybe
like
we are witnessing the changing of the guard, if you will, at Stardom.
Natsuko Tora fired her, kicked her out of the team, and guess what? Tora's only gone up from there, man. Like
True facts. True facts.
I don't know what to say. We're going to bring up the point totals. I'm going to give you another quick update. Tam Nakano with 5, Maybe Utami with 5, Hazuki with 2, Natsupoi with 9, Suri with 5. Excuse me. Sohrei with 4. Natsuko Tora on top, all alone. 12 points. Like, I don't know.
Slow
Because,
down.
like Natsupoi still has 2 matches. So Tora would have to lose her last match. And Natsupoi would have to win her final 2 matches to point ahead by a 13-12 of her. Like that's I think the only person that can maybe a couple others can do it. Like,
Mm.
but it's gonna be interesting, man. Then you have Starlight Kid and Suzuki each with 4, and again, Sayaka Tani is out of the tournament. Then you have in the Blue Stars division. This is just holy crap. So in last place, you have Hanan with 2. Then Utami and Azumi are tied with 4 points. Then you have Giulia and Maika tied with 5 points. Then you have Mirai, Mina, Mariah May, Momo Watanabe, and Saori all tied with 6 points. This is anybody's game. Like, don't get me wrong, Momo Watanabe has the best shot out of anybody because she still has 5 matches left to go this month.
Hmm.
So if she can go on a roll, she has the best shot out of everyone. Mariah May still has 4 matches to go. Like it's there, it's up in the air, man. Like
It
so many of these
really
people,
is.
like Utami, she still has 5 matches left. Azumi has 4 matches left. Giulia has 3, and Maika has 4. I think 4 matches left. Yeah, Maika has 4 matches or 5 matches left. She's had 4 matches. She has 5 matches left. So again, there's like it's still wide open in the Blue Stars.
I feel
Wide
like this
open.
is deja vu, where we're having that with the G1,
Yeah.
where it was very clear in certain blocks, like Okada, who was going to take what
Sonata.
block,
Sonata. That was
you
pretty much keeping
know.
undefeated. But yeah.
Yeah, but at the
Now we're
same time, there was a couple blocks that had us guessing up until the last possible matches.
mhm.
And, hopefully we're going to have some kind of surprises like that with this Stardom one.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see where this goes, man. Like,
Mhm,
because
same.
I think we're getting Tora versus somebody of the Blue Stars. Like, unless Natsupoi can rally for 2 and whoever is there on the 30th can spoil Natsuko Tora, like, it's going to be awesome. Like,
Uh, it'd be a hard sell to upset Tora. But then again, we said that about Yano in the G1.
it is true. It is true.
He always surprises us.
Yes, he does. And he disappoints me every day.
Yeah, well, likewise when we're watching him, yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of another Stardom review. I want to thank all of you so very, very much for all the great support, for everything you give us. We might be back later this week. Just depends. I've got a trip to Calgary. I've got a wedding rehearsal. And I've got a wedding this week. So we're hopefully going to be able to get something else. Hopefully get another show. Hopefully get the third and the fourth shows recorded and chatted before Mel has to take off on her little excursion.
Yes.
So we're hopefully going to have that. And then I'll probably come back in the next couple of weeks with some New Japan before Mel gets back. And then we'll be back talking New Japan, Stardom, all of it. So
Yay!
yay!
Been
right.
missing that on JPW, but loving seeing where all of the boys are ending up in the meantime. Busy, busy,
Mhm.
busy.
Busy, busy, busy. Wrestling never stops. So we are going
Mm-hmm.
to get out of here. But first, you can follow me on the X, Mastodon, Blue Sky Hive at that Canada guy. You can find me on that TikTok, the Instagram, and the Threads at that Canada dude. You can find me right here at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk on Facebook, or you can just talk if you want to talk to me. Just comment down below in the threads. I'd love to hear from you guys. You can also find me whenever I pop up on whatever I do on whatever game I show up on over at our local establishment. Me and my boy Ed talked. We did say we were going to boycott this whole Marvel thing until the strike was over, but we're not sure what we're going to do because there is no end in sight for this. And Loki comes out on October 6th, so we're going to have a little discussion here in the next little bit. So I'll give you an update going forward, ladies and gentlemen, since we're not sure what we're doing. Because I'm still in support of boycotting for the strike, but we'll see. And then you can also find all the great content that me and Mel put out over on Backbreaker Video at youtube.com/at Backbreaker Video. You can also find all of Mike's live gaming content and his AEW watch alongs at twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. Then you can also find all the replays for that from him, from Mr. PJC, from Mr. Rick Jules, and their freaking guest, Miss Kayla J.
Kayla
Oh,
J.
over at youtube.com/backbreaker_gaming. Excuse me. I'm going to say that again at youtube.com/backbreaker_gaming. Instead of burping in the middle, which is just mean. Miss Melball, where can they find you?
If you're wanting to follow Melball, you can follow her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can follow her on everything else: TikTok, Instagram, Mastodon, Blue Sky. What was the last one? Facebook, yeah, that one. Melball Collins. You can also find her on our local establishment's programming, Paramindful, with Alex the Werewolf and the gold standard Carl Carafel. We just released a video here on vampires. Don't you do it. Okay, that's acceptable. On vampires, the mosquitoes of the human world, if you will. Find out what we had to say about those thingamajiggies. You can also catch me on Asher Pizarro's YouTube show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. We're going to be releasing a show on Friday talking about a few things that have been happening in women's professional wrestling in the last couple of weeks. You don't want to miss out on that. What else? I think that's it for me. If you're wanting to watch Stardom, though, you can go to our channel description where you will find a link to stardom-world.com. It is 999 yen. Or approximately $10 Canadian. Shout out Sean Spears. But it's more like about $7.15, $7.30, depending on your dollar bills, y'all. But that's still an amazing price to get you a month of amazing professional wrestling, as well as back into their databanks where you might see some familiar faces from AEW and WWE. So you don't want to miss out on that.
Io Shirai.
Tony Storm, and you want to check out Jazzy Gabbert, Alpha Female, gosh diggity dang. That being said, Ounder, my friend, you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
I just want to say thank you to all you wonderful, wonderful people. Thank you so much for all the great support, and please keep coming back because we love each and every one of you.
And that, are you sure? Is there anything else?
Thank you.
Ding
Oh,
dong.
hello. I don't hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello.
And that being said, I am your Melball. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Mwah!